Winter Orb is receiving huge buffs in 3.29, and this opens up a way to make a Tanky League starter with it. This guide will cover everything you need from level 1 till the super endgame. This is my Tanky Winter Orb Elementalist League starter. What's up guys, Pidget here. Winter Orb is a channeling skill. By channeling it, the skill charge up an orb, which is firing icy projectiles that deals cold damage in an area when they land. The maximum stages by default is 10. If you want to deal the most damage, you need to keep channeling Ognis bosses. There is two parts of this skill. The channeling part. While you're doing it so, you shooting out projectiles way more often than normal. Idle part. This part has a duration. It will start counting down from 6 seconds and you slowly losing the stages. While you're doing it so, you can move with it and it will shoot out projectiles still. This time you can just start run, shield charge or use any other skill in the meantime and just everything dies around you. This skill is getting buffed in 3.29 as I mentioned earlier. Now it fires 2 additional projectiles at early levels and later on 3 projectiles. I'm mentioning this because all the projectiles can hit the same target if you have enough area of effect increase. From my testing and from different sources, luckily we don't have to worry about this because Elementalist is adding passively area effect increases via golem buffs or with the Heart of Destruction mod. And also I did not planning to increase the projectiles numbers further for now, so we don't need to worry about the area effect at all. We can safely say 3 projectiles will overlap. This will multiply or damage by 3. Winter Orb also has a very interesting mechanic, and that is the Snapshot, and we were using focus channeling support. Normally this would be a little bit hard to keep up, and also the mana cost will be way higher. As you can see here, literally 100% more mana cost multiplier. But if you're just channeling up tier maximum and you're channeling for a few seconds, right, it costing more, yes, but after you releasing your Winter Orb, you will not losing the damage buffs, although the mana cost getting lost on it. It's very weird mechanic. I don't know unless this is getting fixed before the patch, but the thing is, as you can see here, with that one you can keep up the whole map. So if you never ever letting your stacks drop off, you will always have the very hefty 60% more damage multiplier for this one, while you're not getting the more mana cost multiplier on this one. Only one thing you need to do, and that is not let your stacks fall off. If you somehow letting your stacks fall off, you just literally starting channeling again for a few seconds and just good to go. Why I choosing Elementalist over Occultist or even Assassin? Well, Elementalist is providing us a lot of nice quality of life, damage and tankiness even at the early levels. And because earlier levels, you can just take the golem buffs as well, and you can run around with 4 golem buffs that will increase your cast speed, crit chance, damage, recovery, and also it will provide you a very nice hefty mana regen as well, so you don't need to worry about your mana cost early on. And later on you can just click on Shaper of Storms for the fat 65% shock effect increase that is providing us a lot of extra damage. In the third lap you can get the huge exposure effects thanks to the Mastermind of Discord that will lower down the enemy resistances additionally minus 25%, while you gaining also 1% mana regen, because the mana regen is very crucial for this build as well. And also gives us a huge defensive layer via Shaper of Flames, but we can swap out this one later on to Heart of Destruction for more damage / clear. As every character you starting on Act 1, and right after you killing Hillock and you entering town, you want to take Kinetic Bolt and Prismatic Burst support gem that will cost you a Wisdom Scroll. Check the vendor for Iron Ring and Movement Speed Boots. Now you can start Act 1. Do as you wish, the route is not set in stone. Complete Mudflat quest breaking some eggs and proceed to Submerge Passage. Teleport back to town and get Frostblink and Flame Wall as quest reward. Purchase Shield Charge and Faster Attack. Faster Attack now available for every single cast in the game from the start. And also you need to buy Holy Flame Totem. Proceed further till you reach the prison. Use the waypoint, get back to town and get Undead Lightning and Undead Cold Damage supports. You can now swap out the Prismatic Burst support gem. After you killing Brutus, go back to town and get Precision from the vendor. Fast forward, you will reach the Caverns of Wrath. Take the waypoint back to town once again and buy Power Siphon and Flame Lash. You can now swap out Frostblink and Kinetic Bolt to Power Siphon. Now you set for the rest of the act. Act 2 is now open. You want to reach Chamber of Sins and kill the boss there and take the quest quest item. Teleport back to town and take Herald of Ice as the reward and buy Herald of Thunder. Your next goal is reach the Weaver's Chamber. Kill the spider there and go back to town, and this quest opens up the Sacred with Support Gem. Swap out all that cold damage for it. Later on, if you get lucky with a 4 link, you can take increased critical damage support as your 4th link. Your links from now will not change anymore, and now we can complete Act 2. We are arriving at Act 3. At level 28 halfway through, you will unlock Winter Orb. This is where you need to make a decision. It's up to you what you really want, and I will tell you what I also was doing in my test run. In theory, after you completed your first labyrinth, so you were getting the golem buffs, right? So here the Ledger of the Primordial, and you also getting the golem commander. At this level, you could also swap to Winter Orb entirely. In the PoB, this section is called early swap, because this is literally swapping right after the first labyrinth. But in my testing, I was swapped at level 55, because at that level, as you can see here, you unlocking your next Ascendancy node, the Shaper of Storms, and also your tree is a little bit more developed, and also you will getting much better crit chance and crit damage multipliers, and also little spell damage, reservation, elemental damage, power charge scaling. So in my opinion, I think this will be a sweet spot, unless Winter Orb in the early game absolutely busted. But when I was testing Winter Orb leveling, I was a little bit struggled on level 28 mark, and even after I got my golems, I was not really happy about it. So that's why I think level 55 is the sweet spot. And also, you have to know, if the leveling is kinda feeling bad, then the build will doesn't matter really if it's good or not, because in the first few hours you will need to struggle a little bit, and then you will feel bad, right? So that's why I say there is an early and there is a late swap as well. So personally, if I have to choose, I will swap at level 55 after I completed my second labyrinth. This is my opinion. And if you sticking to my leveling process, then you will reach level 55 with Power Siphon and the Sacred Wisp support, as we was mentioning early on. Your links is not really changing, by the way, at this level. So basically, the only addition is literally just elemental weakness and the golems. All of the golems, so Ice Golem, Flame Golem, Lightning Golem, and Stone Golem, because all of these ones is granting you crit, life regen, aura effect, damage, attack and cost speed, so many goodies that is very viable in the early levels and also in the late game as well. So that's why I think, guys, this will be the sweet spot once again. If you have any preferred method to level up, feel free to use that one. I just sharing my finds or my knowledge about this, and this is how I will do on the League Start day. Doesn't matter if you're swapping early on or later on. I don't know if you know, guys, but there is 2 available granulated 5 link in the campaign while you're doing it. So I just want to raise your attention on this one once again, because that was for some people it was very surprising. So your first granulated 5 link is at Act 5 in the Slave Pens. You need to complete the current league mechanic, and when you're completing it, you basically dropping granulatedly the 5 link. And the second 5 link is at Act 6 and on the Twilight Strand, same as the before. You need to complete the league mechanic there, and basically you will dropping a 5 link. And a fun fact about this, guys, if you're doing solo self-found standard run, that is not applies in here, because there is no league mechanic. So basically, guys, if you planning to just do a few test run and you're trying to get a 5 link, you will not getting it. It doesn't matter what league mechanic or what mechanic is spawning inside Timeline Strand on the Slave Pens. I was doing Abyss as well. It was not granted me the 5 link. I was doing a Breach. It was not granting that one as well. It's a very, very fun fact if you're trying to do that. But if you're doing in the Mirage solo self-found, then it will be definitely will be there. I just wanted to raise your attention on this matter, because that will speed up your progression significantly. And also you have to know, with the socket color changes, it really doesn't matter what body armor you're dropping, unless it's very, very high attribute requirement. Good luck on that one, guys. I hope you will getting something useful there. There is an important topic that I want to also mention in this League Starter video, and that is the Ralkesh Impatient boots. So basically the power charge variant. Basically, guys, this will be expectedly very, very expensive in the first few days or maybe in the first week or 2 weeks. Counter that, I came up a different solution what we can do for that one and how we can increase our damage further later in the game. And as you can see here, so there is a mid-game PoB. Instead of Relakesh Impatient Boots, I'm planning to use Replica Ina's Epiphany because that is providing us a lot of goodies. So it providing us life regen and also damage per power charge and also movement speed. These boots is literally a 40% movement speed boots as well, and they're also providing us last one maximum endurance charge if you starting corrupting them, because this is a very common unique item even on the first day of the league. And the other thing is, guys, maybe the replica Dragonflight amulet will be also expensive if you want to use the +3 to all Winter Orb gems. And basically I'm not saying you can just swap out for a rare one, because you can, but you will have less damage. But honestly, when you reaching around like 15 million-ish DPS, I don't think, guys, you will struggle with damage anymore. So basically that is just starting min-maxing your mid-game PoB. And the other thing is, guys, I'm planning to use the Chimeron Wand as well with the buffs, because this is getting buffed, although I don't know exactly how much this will cost and how rare it will be, because this is dropping from normal Elder. And you know, when GG is buffing up the unique items drops, they often liking to lower down the drop rate on it. So we will see about this one, but this should be in theory a cheap one. Only the most expensive part of this mid-game PoE, guys, is Dragonflight Amulet VB and the Tides of Time, and all of the other ones is just absolutely easily obtainable unique items, and it's not really insane prices. And also I literally planning to use like a Purity of Elements Watcher Eye with Chaos Resistance, and basically, guys, I think this will be the few most expensive item in this build, because we don't need to really worry about the resistances because of the Tides of Time. That is important to know you. So if you guys want to push this further, right, so the absolute maximum, you need to pay a premium. I repeat, a premium, because of the Badge of Brotherhood, Power Charge, Relakesh Impatient Boots, right, and also the corrupted Veer Clash +1 power charges, right. So this will be, all of this will be kind of expensive in my opinion. So I just wanted to raise your attention on this matter, because this is very important to know. You will face these problems if you want to push further your build, but of course you can just swap out this entire build to a different Elementalist build later on. Also, I want to talk about the new keystones, because we got the updated passive tree via PoE DB, although Path of Building is not yet updated yet. I don't know if when you're seeing this video it will be updated, but if we're getting updated, I will definitely immediately update the PoBs as well. But there is one single new keystone that is very good for us, and that is the Bitter Frost. And I already released a video about this, guys. I will link in the description as well. Your chill effects increase the enemy damage taken, and basically this build can easily reach 30% chill effect on the target. So that is literally 30% damage taken increase, a lot of extra damage. And also this is just one single keystone, and we very close. So basically, if you're looking at whatever PoB we looking, so let's say the early game one, literally this here will be the new keystone. And as you can see here, we just can click on it and call the day pretty damn easily. So that will be an absolutely nice, that is the keystone that we were planning to use, although I cannot take it yet in the PoB, but in the custom configuration you can literally see I already added Bitter Frost keystone, nearby enemy mistake, 30% increased damage, and basically that's why that is there, and this is how the keystone is called. I just wanted to raise your attention on this one before you asking or you were getting confused. Maybe I trying to, just inflate the PoB numbers. Well, guys, now I think everything is covered for a very nice league start. So there is a lot of progression going on in this PoB. You can just follow this right away and have fun with it, and hopefully the new league will be fun as well with the Allflame mechanics. Guys, as you can tell, I put a tremendous amount of work in this POB and also for the written guide as well on Mobalytics, and also in the last couple of days the release content as well. So I hope you guys will enjoy my super Tanky build. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pidgeot2. Thanks for watching. I was Pidgeot. See you next time.